guys, Jeannine here with a fun video for you. So if you couldn't tell, I'm a very huge Scream fan. I am so excited for Scream 6 coming out this year. So I wanted to pepper our channel with some fun Scream related content. I want to do some fun videos all leading up to the release of Scream 6, talking all of my theories, all of the things I've noticed in the movies, some of my rankings for things in the Scream franchise. I want to just have some fun talking Scream on our channel because I absolutely love this franchise and I'm so excited for this new movie. So today I'm going to be talking about a couple of my theories in regards to Scream 6. A lot of people have been talking about the new poster that's out and kind of giving their theories on what things could mean on that poster. But I also have another theory about who I think the Carpenter sisters' mother could be. So I'm going to get into that in this video. So let's just jump right in. So first off, let's talk about this poster. I absolutely love it. I think it's definitely really pushing the fact that New York is really going to be a huge character in this film. It's going to be a big playground for our characters. It's not going to be a Jason Takes Manhattan situation where, you know, we're only there for like the last 15 minutes of the movie. I think they're definitely going to be playing in the wide expanse of the city of New York. So I think that's going to be really fun for this movie. So I love this idea of a New York subway map, but it's making a ghost face with all of the map lines. Another cool thing about these lines are that they each represent a different Scream movie, and each stop is a character who was killed in that movie and in the order they were killed. I like that the Scream 6 line is in purple is under construction. If you see the little kind of key at the top left corner, because we don't know who's going to die yet, so it's still under construction. Some other things to notice are Sam Carpenter. She has the biggest dot, her name's written the biggest, and all of the lines lead to her. So she, again, I think is going to be the focus of our killer or killers in the story yet again. So she's going to play a very big important role again in this story because all roads lead to Sam. Another thing to notice on this poster is that Kirby Reed's stop is closed. She was a character who was seemingly killed in Scream 4, but has since been confirmed to have survived and will be showing up in this Scream 6 movie. So really excited for that. I also think it's something to kind of honor Wes Craven. I know I've seen articles of Hayden Panettiere talking about Wes and her having conversations about how her character could have survived and her potentially coming back. So this is something that I think Wes and her discussed and potentially was going to happen. So the fact that they are kind of honoring that, I think, is really cool, and I'm happy to see Kirby back, and I really want to hear her story in terms of how she survived and what she's been doing since Scream 4. It's going to be really cool to have her back. And the kind of biggest thing that has people really excited is Stu's dot. Stu's dot is a different color than the rest of the dots. All the dots of each person that's been killed, each stop is just pure white, but his dot is a little bit discolored. It's a little bit of pinkish, reddish color. So that has people thinking there's something up with Stu. Now, Perry Nemiroff recently interviewed Kevin Williamson, the writer of the Scream films, the first 2 and 4, and creator of one of my favorite shows of all time, Dawson's Creek. We love Kevin Williamson here. He confirmed, she asked him straight up, and he confirmed that Stu Macher is dead. So I don't think it's a situation where Stu could come back. I mean, it could be maybe, you know, after Spider-Man No Way Home, it could be situations where these people are just lying to us to keep these secrets, to keep surprises. So I mean, it could, slim chance that it's a an Andrew Garfield werewolf situation. But I believe Kevin Williamson, the man who wrote these films, when he says Stu Macher is dead. So my theory, my thought is, if Stu is in fact dead, which he did confirm, it could be some version of Kevin Williamson's original Scream 3 script. As we know, he did not write Scream 3, so his original idea entailed a cult of Stu followers. Stu had survived, Stu was alive and in jail, but he had a cult of followers who were kind of gonna go out and kill in his name. So the story was gonna kind of play out. All of these people that Sydney had met in this movie were going to have been killed throughout the course of the film. She would kind of do her final girl circuit and come across all the dead bodies, just for them to rise up as they were all pretending to be dead and come after her in Stu's name, as they were a cult of Stu supporters. So, you know, if Stu, his dot is a little bit kind of different, maybe it's something like this original Scream 3 script, where there are a cult of Stu's supporters who feel like Stu gets not enough credit for his role in this whole situation, which I think Scream 5 did kind of play that up quite a bit. I mean, when Tara is getting quizzed by Ghostface in the beginning of the movie, he comes after her and says she gets the question wrong because she only names Billy as the killer. And he has to correct her and say Stu Macher was the other killer as well. So Stu gets completely left out when she's answering that question.
But that's just not correct.
What? No, it is. It is, that is right.
The correct answer is Billy Loomis and Stu Macher. There are two killers in the original stab. I'm afraid someone's gotta die now.
Stu, the one person who has a relationship to Stu that we're introduced to in this film, his nephew, gets unceremoniously killed very quickly without us really knowing anything about him. But Billy's relative gets to live on. So another kind of key that, anything in relation to Stu is not as important as Billy. And then even when Sydney and Gail are in the car driving to Stu's house in the finale at part of the film, Gail is talking about how she feels like this is all her fault. She never should have written that book. And Sydney says, this is not your fault. Billy Loomis started this. And she only credits Billy for starting all of this.
Billy Loomis started this, and we're going to end it.
So I think there was a lot of emphasis in Scream 5 that Billy was kind of the mastermind. Billy was the most important one. And Stu is just kind of barely remembered or mentioned. So I could see a cult of Stu followers feeling like Stu is not being seen as important as he should be seen and going out and killing in his name. So if Stu is important in some aspect, I think that could be a way to have Stu be the important kind of factor in this movie. And that's why his dot is a little bit different color. So that's my theory on the poster and the importance of Stu, because yes, he has been confirmed as dead, but it could be a cult of Stu followers kind of, being in charge here in this next Scream movie. So that's my kind of theory of that. And we jump into who I think could be the Carpenter sisters' mother. So I've seen a couple theories. I think a lot of people think it could be Donnie, the character played by Marisol Nichols in Scream 2. She was Sarah Michelle Gellar's Omega Beta Zeta sorority sister, who kind of popped in for a little bit and then left. She is a Latina actress. The two actresses that are the Carpenter sisters are Latinas, so I think, you know, they think, okay, you know, she definitely looks like she could be their mother. We don't know much about Donnie, so she could have come to Windsor College from Woodsboro, but we don't know. So in terms of kind of just like ethnicity and the same kind of similar look, I think she's a good fit in that aspect. And, you know, since we don't know much about her, they could make up whatever they want about this Donnie character. But for me, I have a bit of a crazier theory that is probably completely untrue, but I think it's just really fun. I'm thinking of a character who we have 100% facts proof that she was there at Woodsboro High the time everything was going on. She has some type of contempt for Sydney, which she would if you know, Sydney was the girlfriend of the man that she was in love with and sleeping with. I think the person who fits this role very well is the bitchy cheerleader from the bathroom. She's played by Leonardo Scalfo. And the two kind of factors that maybe make it kind of not work fully is the fact that, you know, she is a whole ass white woman and, you know, these girls are of Latin descent. So I don't know that the looks wise she could play their mother. I mean, Tara's dad could be a completely, you know, Latin man, so that would be work for her. But we know that Sam's father is Billy Loomis, so where do her kind of you know traits come from if her mother and her father are completely white people? And then the other factor is the fact that she is a character with no name, so it would be kind of weird to bring back a character in seemingly an important role who didn't even have a credited name. She was just basically bathroom cheerleader. So those are the two things that have me like, maybe not her, but I think the other elements that are pushing me towards her are pretty strong. So yes, we know 100% that she was at Woodsboro High the same time of these events. We know she was there. So definitely plausible that she could have had some kind of relationship with Billy. I mean, it could be an art imitating life situation, as she was living with and dating Skeet at the time of making this movie. She said she did have conversations with Wes, that he really liked her, and she did audition for Sydney and he liked her for the role, but they wanted a bigger name actress, and that was the only reason that he didn't cast her as Sydney, but he did really like her. So, you know, he thought she did a good job, and everyone, you know, while she didn't have a name as a character, she ate that shit up. She ate that role up. That little bit that she had to do, she made that a memorable moment. So definitely, I think there are aspects of this character that could potentially make her be these girls' mother. Also, the fact that you hear the way she talks about Sydney with such contempt, with such hate, with such malice.
Maybe she's a slut, just like her mother.
You know, and that's how you would talk about somebody who is with the man that you love, that you want to be with. You would talk about his girlfriend like that if you were kind of this jealous other woman. So that made sense to me in that context, for sure. So, you know, it would make sense that she's talking about Sydney so nastily because she wants to be with Billy. And that's why she would, you know, be giving so much hate to Sydney. And also, you know, they do mention that she's a bit of an alcoholic. She's a drunk. So, you know, there are several factors that would have happened in this woman's life that could make her a drunk. I mean, the fact that her husband left her, that, you know, she got knocked up and was in love with a man who turned out to be a psycho killer. But also, if you watch any movie with the popular cheerleader in a small town after high school, you know, not getting the dream life that she wanted. So that drives her to kind of be this loser, drinker, drunk person. You know, that's kind of a cinematic way to treat a character like this. So that kind of makes sense as well. So yeah, those are just kind of all factors that feed into my thought process of that character potentially being the Carpenter's sister mother. So that's my theory on that. So I kind of have a lot of fun with that. And I've actually seen an interview that Leonardo Scalfo did. She was on a small YouTuber's channel. I think his name's Scotty Slasher. She did an interview with him, and he asked her, you know, if they asked you to come back for another Scream movie, would you do it? And she said, 100% yes, I would love to come back. She admitted that she hasn't seen any other Scream movie besides the first one, so she doesn't really kind of know where the story's gone. But if they asked her to come back, she would 100% come.
So that's my next question. If you were to be asked to come back, would you come back for a future Scream? Maybe we'd get the whole girl in the bathroom and the cheerleader as the killers. Hmm?
I mean, you know, they better be really nice to me. But yeah, I mean, I would, and I've heard rumors before. You know, I before he died, all the Screams that went on after, I always was for sure, and still am, that I will be coming back in some capacity, and I will do it. I mean, it would be an honor. I mean, the fans, everybody loves it. I love it. I mean, I don't love it. I get scared, but I definitely would do it again. And I know it's going to happen. It's just, I don't know. It's one of those feelings. I'm going to make it back into one of them eventually.
Absolutely. So have you...
Great for the fans, you know?
Yeah, it would. It would be a nice throwback to the first one, because in the fourth one they had...
I think I look okay. I don't look like too
look
bad.
Great.
Right? Here they're outfit on again.
You look great.
So I think that would be a fun surprise. I think that would be a cool thing. My whole thing with this new movie is I want to see characters that we've met before come back in some kind of capacity. I want our killers to potentially be somebody that we've met before, because we've never done that in a Scream movie. Yes, there have been characters from the past who have come back, but our killers have not been people that we've already met. Our killers are always people that we're brand new meeting in the movie that we're watching. They've never been people that we've met in the past that have come back that we've met in a previous film. So I would absolutely love if, you know, we did more of that. If our killers ended up being people that we already knew kind of coming back, that would be really cool in some degree. But even if we just see a lot of old familiar faces kind of coming back for this film, if we're not getting Sydney, then give us some cool things like the bathroom cheerleader coming back and turning out to be these girls' mother. So that is my crazy theory. Those are my theories for Scream 6. You know, let me know in the comments below if you agree, if you think these are interesting theories. If you have your own theories, I would love to hear them. But yes, I'm just having fun and really theorizing and having, you know, crazy ideas about what this movie could bring, because I'm just so excited. So yes, please let me know what you think in the comments below. Please like this video, share, subscribe, do all of the things. Thank you for listening to my crazy Scream ramblings, and I will see you guys in the next one.